Join me. Together we can rule the galaxy far and south.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Hello there, space wizards and plastic spacemen and rebel princesses. This is Todd Hoffman and
Todd Hoffman.
You listen to Big T and
Little T,
a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 181. Today we're looking at episode 4 of the Acolyte called Day. Not night, not afternoon, tea, just day. But we couldn't do it alone. We got two wonderful guests from My Experience, Your Experience podcast, Lori and Walker. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, we're super excited to learn a little bit more about you guys. And obviously, we're going to talk a little Acolyte and Star Wars, so excited for that.
Yep.
Right? You
Just
ready?
last night.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
We said it was just on last night.
It was just on last night, yeah. So a little,
Yeah, we're
little
gonna
fresh.
be critics about stuff. We're gonna be critics about Acolyte.
Yeah, well, there's some good things and some bad things, but
that's our job.
That's our job.
Critics. We're basically geek critics.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, hey, we watched Inside Out too.
Oh my gosh, it was good.
Have you seen Inside Out too?
No, we want to see that.
Yeah.
We do. We do love the Pixar movies.
Well, we won't spoil it for it, but it's good.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. So we did that on Father's Day, so that was fun.
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah, it's a little hot here in Chicago, so we're like, let's go to the cool movie theater and
Yeah, we're
hang
thinking
out.
of going to the pool. I'm like, I'll get over a sunburn.
We're like, do you want to get sunburned or just stay inside? We're like, all right, we're gonna stay inside this weekend. So
You sent that heat over here. That's what we got right now. It is hot.
it's hot.
Hot. It's hot.
Man. It's almost Mustafar hot, but not
Quite.
too
Yes.
good, so we did that, and then the week prior, we went to see at our local AMC. They had Lord of the Rings playing. So
I heard that on your podcast prior.
yeah, it was good. Return of King's your favorite?
It's not. No, it's
Two
Two
Towers?
Two Towers,
Yeah.
bro. It's Two Towers.
Yeah, we got to see Return of King. It's like,
I
extended
binge
edition.
watched it.
and-
I binge watch it for like. I watched the 3 movies.
yeah,
for,
I'm
like,
working, and you're like, here,
Yeah,
watching
like
Lord of the
I
Rings.
was watching Lord of the Rings for like the third
Like
one.
9 hours.
Yeah, the last one's like 4 hours.
Yeah.
My husband was going to take the kids, but it
Yeah.
wasn't showing at a convenient time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, but it's a time commitment, man. You gotta
I was-
really.
I was pregnant with Walker
Okay.
actually, during one of them.
Okay.
And I had I was like, I really just need to get up and go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
He was born in January. It was December. I was like, really need to go.
Trent's a January birthday. What's yours, Walker?
January 12th.
Ooh, okay.
What are you?
January 2nd.
There you go, something.
He was due January 2nd, Trent.
I was 10 days late.
He was 10 days late. He was due
Oh.
to the original due date.
He was like hours late from being like January 1st. Like just he didn't want to come out. It's like I'll wait till about 2:00 in the morning. Let's do it then.
No, I'm like I'm just please just I'm still chilling. I'm
Yeah,
watching,
you're still chilling.
I'm
Yeah.
watching the Lord of the Rings. Just let me finish up.
I don't think
Trent, you and I are like, so you're right after the New Year. I'm right before I'm a New Year's Eve baby. I'm the 30th of
the
December.
30th. Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
So you just missed New Year's Day, and I just missed New Year's Eve.
New Year's,
So
Yeah.
we just kind of get lost in the shuffle of all.
We push for his birthdays, like we push it out a little bit. It's like, all right, this is too crazy. So usually we celebrate like in February. We're like, bro, we gotta get a little time here, man. It's like too close.
Spread it out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
too close. It's too close.
Yep.
So yeah, that's super fun. And then we're playing Fortnite,
Yeah, it's Fortnite.
Wrecked, Metallica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Metallica.
Metallica has invaded Fortnite, so
Yeah.
And I think they're doing a concert this weekend in Fortnite.
Huh.
I don't know how they do it.
Wasn't J.J. Abrams in Fortnite back
He
when
was.
the first movie came out? Didn't he do an
Or was it
announcement?
Rise of Skywalker?
Was it Rise of
I think
Skywalker?
might be
It was
Rise
one
of
of them.
Skywalker.
Well, the announcement of something happened in Fortnite. That's how
Yeah.
like the Emperor returned or something.
Oh yeah, and they had all like the Millennium Falcon came, or the
Yeah.
ships came in and everything.
Yeah.
We don't play it, but we watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got
Yeah.
you. Yeah. So we're playing that. We're enjoying that.
Yeah.
It's fun. Okay. All right, let's move right into our main topic here. Okay. So you guys, I don't know if you can feel it. Your seat's hot. You're in the hot seat.
It's
Got the interrogation light on. You know.
Yes, you do.
Where were you last night? You know.
I
So
was at,
Right.
I was sitting on my couch.
I was at the Culver's.
at the
Where were you? I was
Yeah.
at the sticker store.
Right. All right. So Lori, why don't we start with you, ladies first? How did you get into Star Wars? Like, where does that start for you?
1977. I
Okay.
was 6 years old.
All right.
Just from the Walker and I, our first podcast episode, we were talking about our first memories, and everybody talks about the first memory of seeing A New Hope.
Yeah.
I have no memory of seeing A New Hope, and I wish I could be like hypnotized to remember that.
Right.
It was like there was a time when there was no Star Wars, and then there was Star Wars, and I loved it. That's my story, right?
Yeah.
Like it was just once it was in the world, I was a fan.
Nice.
6 years.
Never turned away.
No, and even like during those dark times, like after Return of the Jedi, and there wasn't anything, I remember finding a comic book on a Woolworths like turnstile of comic books in Woolworths, and I was like, "Is that a Star Wars comic book?" And I was just, I was so excited that I could have more Star Wars content.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was found a comic book store. I'd hit that all the time, and it was just there was always Star Wars in my life.
And your
Did
bank
you
account
read
went
a
down.
lot of the books too? Were you kind of a book reader?
When that first Timothy Zahn, I read the Splinter of the Mind's Eye. Did you read Splinter of the Mind's Eye?
Mhm.
I did that as a book report in 7th grade and 8th grade.
Nice. Well,
But-
hey man, it's okay to double dip. They don't
Yeah.
know.
How
I
many-
do. Go ahead. Try it. Go ahead.
How many comics do you have?
How many
like,
comics do I have?
Yeah, like how many did you constantly buy, or like you spread it out?
So when I was like your age, comic books there was like one.
Yeah.
It was just Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars 2, Star Wars 3.
Yeah.
And I tried to get that whole collection. I had this I had this handwritten chart. I was trying to track down all of them. I don't think I have one, but I'm pretty sure I have 2 and 3. And I was missing a few during those Marvel years. And then when I became like mid to late teens, Dark Horse came into the picture. And then that's when it's all these different things. And I was like, I can't afford this.
Yeah.
Right.
If you did, your bank account would have been down.
Yeah. A lot of Star Wars
Well,
comic books,
Right.
but
Hey, how'd you lose like $10,000 on your bank account? I was just spending Star Wars on just Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like a Whopper, like Rapper Claw.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, when the Timothy Zahn, so I read Splinter of the Mind's Eye. I
Yeah.
tried to read it when I was in 3rd grade, and it was just too, like, clearly I wasn't at
Too
that level.
dense. Yeah.
Dense. And then I 7th grade, 8th grade, and then when the Timothy Zahn books came out, I just gobbled them up, and all those expanded universe books. I read them all.
Right. That's awesome. All right, Walker. How about you? What's your Star Wars journey like?
My Star Wars journey, I was born into it. I was born into it. My bedroom, which used to be Mom's room, turned into my room, and that's where she kept all her Star Wars stuff.
Gotcha.
It looked
I-
like your room.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty much. I was surrounded by it, and my first ever word that I said was "baka."
Which was Chewbacca. That was Chewbacca. And I know you guys are Wookiee fans.
Yeah.
Wookiee size matter.
Trent's
Yeah.
first word was boba. So if
Very
that,
There you
cool.
go.
Very similar.
yeah, very
Yeah, you
similar.
were definitely born into it. And I saw on your little notes, you were asking about 501st and Walker. He was technically born into it because I was
I was born into it.
501st when I had him. I mean, once you're 501st, you're always 501st, right?
Yeah.
But I've been retired for several years now. But I made a maternity officer's uniform when I was pregnant with him.
Oh no
So,
way.
Yeah,
Oh, that's fun.
yeah. Like Albin, I was like, "Hey, does this work?" Right?
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yep, that works."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, a little customized,
Yeah.
for the little bun in the oven, but hey, that's okay.
You know, they didn't have the cloning facilities at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to do natural cloning.
So you're kind of born into it because now, how's the other what other part of your family? Do you have a brother, sister? What's your family makeup here?
I have a younger brother. He's like 4.5 years younger.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
15, almost 16.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He. How should I put it? He's not really a Star Wars fan per se.
He would no.
He was.
He'll tell you. He goes, "Mom, I love Star Wars. I just don't love Star Wars as much as you and Walker."
Yeah, right. I respect it, but I don't. You guys, you're kind of up there.
He has a broad. He's the kind of kid who's like, I'm into Pokemon and he's all in, and then he moves on. I'm into this and I'm all in.
Yeah.
Right now it's Dungeons and Dragons and what's he playing? Destiny,
Fallout.
Fallout.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's well rounded.
He is.
Yeah. And now, is your dad into Star Wars? As much as
Very
your mom?
much. He also, he saw it in theater. He was like, no, he was he was the first kid in line, I think. I think that's what he told me. I may be wrong.
That's a story I don't know.
Yeah.
We've known each other for like 30 something years.
I've never heard this story.
But honestly, I've never talked to him about it. So I'm not sure.
See, that's true. Yeah.
He would tell you he was a Star Wars fan before he met me. We met. I was 17 and he was 19, so we've been together for a very long time.
Yeah.
And he liked Star Wars, but then when he met me, he was like, "Oh." He's like, "I didn't realize there was people who like Star Wars even more than me."
Yeah. It's a little extreme.
But he, the funny thing is anytime we would play Star Wars Trivia Pursuit, he would always kick my butt because he was really good at like remembering names of guns and ships. And, like I would tell him everything and it would all stick in his brain.
Right.
And I would get them. And so we'd play Star Wars Trivia Pursuit and we'd play with friends. And friends wouldn't allow us to be on the same team.
Right.
So
Yeah.
would always win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't even play. Like we can't even play Trivia Pursuit.
Why?
Because Mom's like, no,
She's like, I like Star Wars, but
we're not. We're not even doing that. That's awesome. Okay, so you're carrying on with your lives. So how did podcasting come into this? Like, what started this? Like, what's the name about? Kind of give us a little story about the podcast journey here.
I think it came into play really I think a year and a half ago. Really,
Yeah.
I want to say that's yeah.
Well, Walker's always wanted to do a podcast of some sort.
Okay.
He's big into like watching YouTube channels, watching everybody. Like he has never read. Well, he hasn't read many of the Star Wars books, but he knows most of them because he watches the YouTube videos of people talking about characters. Like every book and every comic book and every video game.
Yeah.
So he's always, Mom, I'd love to do that. I'd love to do that. And then we are friends. I've known Mark Daniel from he would do the emceeing at Star Wars Celebration.
Oh yeah.
So I had worked with him at Star Wars Celebration, so I've known him for many years. And then he married Barbara, and Barbara is good friends with the wife of the Kerwin and Keith.
Oh yeah.
yeah, we know him.
We know.
So she had reached out to us when they were trying to get to 1,000 on YouTube, and so I helped push. I was one of the people who helped push them over the edge. Like be like my friend's podcast, like my friend's podcast.
Yeah.
So then they had a celebration. They invited us on it, which was really great. But I had said to Barbara, I said, no, it would be really fun as if Walker and I did a podcast. Like it would be because I love the fact that they, like you two, having these conversations of having this common bond and then capturing the moment and sharing it out.
Yeah.
And she said, you have to make that happen. And then I mentioned it to Walker, and once you put something in Walker's head,
it has to come to fruition.
We must do it.
Like a taco truck. Taco trucker now.
So it took some time. It was last summer. It was like Fan Expo. We met them at Fan Expo Boston last summer. Yeah, last summer. And so that was our journey, but we didn't really get there until after the holidays and birthdays. I said, wait till after your birthday. There's just too much going on.
Yeah. So where's the name come from?
So at first I wanted our podcast to be all Star Wars, but then Mom brought up a good point saying that there are just so many Star Wars podcasts out there that we just probably get mixed in with the others. And we were just like, I was like, how about we call it something different and do our topics a little bit different compared to other Star Wars podcasts.
And because we love Star Wars, as we've talked about, but we also love
noted, got it,
right? But there's so many other things that we are also interested in, right? Like we talk about so many different things, and I said I don't want to just, as much as I would love to talk about Star Wars all day long, every single time, I just thought it would be fun to have an opportunity to talk about other things too. And then as we discuss them, like we would have, go during the pandemic. I think that's really where we kind of. I realized this dynamic. We would take rides, right? You get out of the house, right? You're stuck in the house. So we would just jump in the car and we would drive for an hour. The open road, just drive around Massachusetts. And we would talk about different things. And a lot of times we would be singing along to like Hamilton or, a Disney musical or something. And we would share our thoughts on, Hamilton or Disney movie or whatever. And so when we were thinking about doing this podcast, I was like, what would be really cool is if we talk about these different concepts. But I'm like, I'm a Gen Xer and you're a Gen Zer. And we're coming at it from different ways. And the Star Wars fandom, it gets a bad rap sometimes because everybody's like, how could you like the prequels, right? Like, how could you like the sequels? Well, it's like you said, Trent is a sequel baby. Like that's where he was introduced to it. Walker was really introduced to it in the prequels, and it doesn't make it wrong. It's just like that's how he entered into it. So his opinion is just as valid as my opinion. I love them all, but I will always be a original trilogy.
It's where that sweet spot where you were first introduced. I mean,
I mean,
some people like. I love hearing stories where like. I don't know. I played Lego Star Wars, and I really like Star Wars. It's like okay, that's great.
Yeah, I just like the old trilogy. I like.
He's got an old heart, so he's like, I really like the old.
Yeah, and the new ones are.
They're
okay.
This is my theory, and we'll probably get into it when we talk about Acolyte too. Is that like I think somebody had said to me during the prequels when they were being released, they said, "What if it's bad?"
Yeah,
and I said. It's Star Wars, so it's not going to be bad. It's just going to be different. Like it doesn't need to live. For me, it does not have to live up to, these high expectations. It's all part of a big story, and I'm happy to take in any part of that story. And some part of the story is better than the other part of the story. It doesn't mean it's not worthwhile. So,
of course,
for our conversations, we try to stem it from like this has been my experience with. Like we did a Halo one and we've done a Fallout. I don't play those video games that Walker does.
Right.
But I've experienced them through him by like watching him play the video games.
Sure.
Or trying to find toys. Like so I've learned the names and and then there's been TV shows now. So that's now I get to get introduced to those themes.
I thought I heard something fall.
Those themes through TV.
Right, yeah.
Probably 15-year-old coming downstairs.
Laura, you mentioned you were in the 501st for a while. So where did that come from? Where were you introduced? Did you...
Oh, I have a story. It wasn't real.
Yeah.
Do you know Dragon Con in Atlanta?
Yes.
So that was my first convention I ever went to.
Okay, cool.
And my first one I went to dressed as a Jedi, and everybody, mostly the guys, were so excited. You're a girl and you're dressed as a Jedi. Oh my God, like it's impossible. And I was like, what? I like Star Wars. And it was during that age.
Not a big deal.
Right? Yeah. So then the next year I went, and there were like 50 female Jedi, which was awesome and great, but I kind of like standing up. So I was like, so the third year I said to my husband, I'm going to go as Slave Leia. There was one woman who was dressed as Slave Leia, and I'm like, I think I'm going to go as Slave Leia. And he's like, sure. So I went as Slave Leia, and all the stormtroopers were very, I was very popular with the stormtroopers.
Right, yeah.
And so,
like, Mom!
He sees these pictures and he's like, Mom,
I-
I'm right here, Mom. I'm right here.
you're 20 now.
I know, still, it doesn't make it any better.
Anyway, so when I got back to Boston, all of a sudden, this was back in message board days, right? Like Star Wars
Oh
message
man,
board.
yeah,
So Trent, it was not social media. It was
Yes, I
like,
know.
yeah.
Yes, I know. I'm not like, oh, like, I understand, like, hey, back in the day, we didn't have it. Like,
We
know
had the
that.
screaming cat modem. It was like,
Yeah.
cat's dying.
Yeah, I know the
Let me get up.
old Apple, when you're trying to hook up to the internet, if
Yeah,
somebody called, you
yeah,
hook
it would
off.
disconnect.
Exactly, I know
Disconnect.
stuff.
You know.
so I was on a few Star Wars message boards, and all of a sudden these messages going, looking for Slave Leia from Boston.
Ah!
And so then I was like, that must be me. So I reached out, and it was some local guys from the 501st in New England, and they were
Yeah.
looking at me, and they're like, we want you in our group. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but I'm Leia, not an Imperial. And they're like, that's okay. You can just make an Imperial costume. So I made an officer's uniform, and made lifelong friends. I always said I've recruited many people into the 501st who are going, but I'm a rebel. And I go, but you could be a spy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just
Like-
join the Empire. You can be a
Why not?
spy. It's not a big deal.
Spy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was 2001.
Okay, cool.
And my
Oh,
husband
good for you.
joined 2002. Yeah, I remember we had our 10-year anniversary for the garrison, so that was 2012, 2011, 2010, somewhere around there. So I was in for a good decade and
Yeah.
a half. Just kids,
Kids things,
and I have to change. I have to update my costume. Someday I'll get back to it.
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
well,
So Walker, how'd you get into the 501st? Like, what was that?
I mean, so as Mom said,
Yeah.
I was born into it, and it's
Yeah.
with me my entire life. Like, there's no way that I can get out of it, and nor do I ever want to get out of it.
Right.
It was his goal all the time to be 501st.
It was.
So he's not official yet,
Not
but
yet.
you probably saw that he wore a
I saw the
330.
Ashley pictures. I was like, oh.
Yes. So he got. Go ahead, Trent. You had a question?
Yeah, what's he doing?
He saw Ashley Eckstein, and he's dressed up as the Ahsoka.
Oh.
Trooper.
Soka Trooper. And
Oh.
she threw up the first pitch at Fenway Park
Nice.
last week, and it was Fan Expo night at Fenway Park.
Gotcha.
A friend of ours who has been helping Walker with his 332nd had reached out to him and said, could you go to Fenway Park and go out onto the mound, go out to the field with Ashley?
I guess.
Yeah.
Sounds fun. Yeah, I guess so.
So he got to do that. But we're
So
still,
cool.
we're working on finishing up the costume so that he
Yeah.
can do that
Yeah.
membership.
Nice, cool.
Yes.
Well, I'm part of the Midwest. I'm a 501st as well.
Mhm.
So I'm a heavy weapons trooper.
From
as well.
Battlefront.
From Battlefront. So
Okay.
it started as a New Hope kind of stormtrooper, and I'm like, you guys all look the same. I want to be different. So,
See,
Yeah.
like you want to stand out. You don't want to
Yeah.
blend in.
yeah, I can't. I can't pick.
Yeah, I missed a girl from, like, my dad's like, oh, she looked like a stormtrooper. But it's like, sorry about that.
That's not my dad. You
He's
need.
a big block trooper. He walks like he's like waddling.
Yeah.
It's all of his like backpack, and it's just.
And then
big.
Trent's a Jawa.
But
he,
turning into.
he wants to be a biker scout.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, we have a biker scout kit in the basement. That's probably been there for a good 15 years.
I think it's time that I use that.
Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should be. a
Maybe
biker
you
scout.
can use that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I never
So,
did it
that's-
until the.
well, he's growing. And I'm like, oh, so
Yeah.
we're
Our friend.
yes, we're looking.
He said
into-
everything like the armor is the same when you grow,
Yeah.
but you just need to change jumpsuits. So I'm like, yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he wants to get a set of armor, so I'm like, all right. Well,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, that's what I used to make, like fun foam armor for.
Oh,
Walker.
cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Just like kind of make things. We have a gree upstairs that, like, where I had painted it all up. It was just foam, and
Oh,
it's
that's cool.
dimension.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, did you guys attend Fan Expo then, Boston?
We did go to Fan
Okay,
Expo.
and how was that?
Is Fan Expo coming up?
For Chicago, yeah.
Oh, it's coming out soon, right? Like,
I think ours is in August, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't go Friday or Sunday because we were both busy.
Yeah.
We went Sunday when how should I put it? I don't know.
We went on Sunday.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
It was quiet. Actually, Saturday we heard was crazy, so it was actually go on Saturday.
It was very quiet for Sunday.
And so we went on Sunday. My Caden, who's my younger son, went as a One Piece character. So I would.
Oh, yes. What was he? What was he? Was he the rich character, like the not like a separate character? Was he one part of the crew? I've watched it, but it's too long of episodes.
He didn't go. He's not part of the crew. He went as bad guy. His name is Crocodile. He has a big golden hook, and I had to make this big golden full.
Yeah, I've watched. Like, I was like really into it. It's like, and I looked at the episodes. Like,
there's a ton of episodes.
Yeah, it's like
a lot. Some kid in one of my class, or like not my class, but like a kid I sat at a table with. He said his brother finished it. It took him like a year or two.
Yeah, it's
like,
a long time.
Good. I don't want to waste my time just watching One Piece.
Caden's a big anime fan right now.
Gotcha.
I like anime. It's a good art style.
So he went as that.
He went as that, and we didn't go as costumes, but we went and we wanted to see Ashley. So actually, we've kind of known Ashley for 15 years.
Oh wow!
I got a chance to work with her at Star Wars Celebration 5, I think.
Okay.
There's been something.
It was a lot.
It was Florida. I can't. But when she first launched her universe,
Okay.
she had done a little fashion show. It's not like the big Comic-Con one that she does now. That's the big deal. This was just like a little show out on the exhibitor floor where they were showcasing like Bloomingdale's or Nordstrom's had some Star Wars stuff, and Walmart and stuff. So I helped kind of like coordinate some
up
on their clothes to walk the stage.
Nice.
And from there, like I've met her at like pretty much every Star Wars celebration. So she's really great. If have you met her? Have you had a chance to meet her?
We've met her, a couple times.
Have I met her?
Yeah, that's the one where we were handling and you shook her hand.
She's blonde.
It made such an impression.
Wait,
obviously.
I was thinking of blonde. I've shook her hand.
Yes.
Did she play Ahsoka?
Yes, that's it.
Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about the live action
Rosario.
Rosario.
I know the characters, but I don't know the names.
Yeah.
But Ashley is really good about remembering everybody. So I don't know if you had. She just remembers everyone.
Yeah.
So Walker we ran into her at Disney World back when Walker was like 6, 7, 8 years old, and he called her Sky Guy and her Ahsoka.
Oh.
So it was kind of going back to the Fenway event. We're out on the field, and I was wrangling for Walker so that he didn't trip over anything.
I can't see.
And she turns around and she sees me, and she's like, "Larry, what are you doing here?" Like, on the field. And I should have said,
as one does. Yeah.
Everybody in Boston just walks on the field.
Yeah. Friday night. Come on.
But I turned to her and I said, "You see the 332nd Clone Trooper?" I'm like, "That's Walker," and she's like, "No," she's known him since he was so little.
Yeah.
So we wanted to see her. So we got to see her.
Yep.
And then we were hanging out with friends, and one of our friends likes to go to see all the celebrities and like get autographs. Walker and I aren't typically too much into that. It costs a lot of money.
It's kind of expensive,
Well, it's worth it.
It's fun. Like we met Vivian, the young Princess Leia, at C2E2 like 2 years ago.
Yeah, we got a little.
Yeah, and that was super fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we met Sting, who's a professional wrestler.
Very nice guy.
And so we've done a couple of them, but I mean it's a little pricey if you start wanting to try to get everybody.
No, some people be like, "Give me 1 second." He's got like the bank. Here's my.
Yeah, like Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill's gonna be at Chicago, and he's like $400.
Mark Hamill plays who?
Luke Skywalker.
Oh. $400.
Oh my god! Clearly, he's not.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My fault. He played. Mark Hamill for $400. John Cena was $250.
Cena was.
But what we discovered was, a friend of ours was going to all the things.
Yeah.
And we're like, you can do selfies with the celebrities,
Yeah.
and they charge like $50, $60, $100
Right.
for a selfie.
Yeah.
Right.
But then you're getting that picture
Yes.
that you then have forever.
Right.
And then they would also do as a group. So we got together with a friend, so there's 3 of us, and we would split so it's $20 a piece.
$20. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we met.
I'll hand you 20. You give me 20. There you go. $60. There we go.
Exactly. So we met Aman Estefani. Is that
Iman
it?
Esfandi.
Estefani,
Yeah.
who plays
Ezra. Okay.
right, Ahsoka. And we met
Bryce
Dallas Howard.
Oh,
That was his
nice.
first ever convention.
She's from Jurassic Park. She's the one,
Oh,
Claire.
yes, Claire.
And she's also directed a couple Mandalorian episodes.
So we got to do that, and then we hung out with our 501st buddies, our friends and stuff like that. She got into Bryce got inducted into the 501st, the Rebel Legion, and the
Dark Empire.
Dark Empire. Yeah, I
Oh,
don't know
nice.
what group it is. So
Cool.
it was a fun day.
Yeah,
Those are great.
sounds like a fun-filled day. There you
It
go.
was a fun
All right, we're going to do a speed round. You ready? Speed round, and then we're going to talk a little Acolyte. All right, here we go.
Yep.
You want to hit it off?
No, you do.
Me do?
Yeah,
you
you-
do. Favorite movie? Lori.
Oh, I thought it was the top. My fault.
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back. Walker.
Revenge of the Sith.
Oh.
Yeah.
It is the best.
Okay, can I just tell you something?
This is supposed to be a speed round, not story time.
Okay, can
All
I
right,
do it? Okay.
one story. Here we go.
So you know how the movie is like the newer movies are just like simple blocks, but Revenge of the Sith, they're not. You know like how they do the fight when on Mustafar? That's not even a slow down. Like
Yeah,
they did like all the fight scenes from the old trilogy, and they're now like they see like the newer one where like Rey and Kylo just fighting. Listen to me.
yeah.
That is.
No, it is.
Our lightsaber scene is so
Come on,
good.
such a-
Hayden can do no wrong. All right. Here, you can do this.
Favorite spaceship.
Spaceship. X-Wing.
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 Republic gunship.
Oh, gunship. Like it. Okay.
Favorite character.
Favorite character. Luke Skywalker.
Oh,
Forever. I'll always be a Luke girl.
Luke girl, huh?
Luke girl.
And my favorite character is Mara Jade.
Ooh, okay. Little EU.
Nope.
Not canon. Okay. Favorite creature.
Lothcat. I love the Lothcats. They're just so cute.
They're so cute.
Yeah. In every form. I
In
love
every form, right? Live action, cartoon.
Just everywhere, even
Yeah.
the butt. Just it's fun. They're all
Yeah.
cute. Everything
Yeah.
about the Lothcat
That-
is cute.
everything.
That lo-fi, hi-fi thing they did where it's like by the fire. I'm like, okay. I
No,
like
but
it.
they're just like they're a loaf of banana bread.
They're
just like a
loaf.
of bread.
They're a little being of loaf, yes. How about you, Walker? Favorite creature?
Ysalamiri, the force, the
The force blocking.
Yeah, La Sumerian or La. It's like salami, but it's like
Salami.
Exactly.
It's salami.
yeah, salami.
Hey,
With feet.
Yeah, with a Y at the beginning, like salami or something.
hey, you want a piece of
Yeah,
salami?
so that was like it's like
Oh, is it the
Thrawn,
Yes.
EU.
Yes.
He has this little thing. I got an action figure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite weapon.
Lightsaber.
I should say. Oh well.
What's your favorite
I
weapon?
didn't think it. I just thought of blasters, but I put the DC-15S, the clone trooper blaster.
The Clone
Ooh,
Trooper
geez.
Blaster.
Now it's our turn, right?
No.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You want to go?
What's your favorite weapon? I want to know.
What's your favorite weapon?
What lightsaber? I have to just like it's like
Lightsaber.
yeah, because it's what?
So it's so
Fine.
Sleep.
DC, this DC, the one you have,
the DLT-19.
not the big, the
No, the DLT-19.
is
Yeah.
it the big tube one?
No, that's the T-21B.
I like that one.
The
The-
leaf
See,
blower.
this is what my husband
I
would
don't like the leaf blower. I said I like the other
You
one.
like the DLT-19?
Yes,
Okay.
The sand trooper blaster, yeah.
yes. It's like
It's very good.
it's
It's a classic.
it just
I was going to say, has anybody ever said the Death Star?
Yeah. It could go. That's like your favorite planet, spaceship,
Weapon.
weapon.
character. Yeah.
Character.
It's just all different characters. Like,
Yeah.
hey, let's,
I dressed as I had a maternity officer's uniform when I was pregnant with Walker, but when I went to Dragon Con when I was pregnant with Caden, I went as a Death Star. Because I was like,
I mean, it only strikes every once in a while, so you gotta take advantage of it.
you have to take advantage. So
Yeah, that's cool.
it was a hit.
So your favorite movies, Revenge of the Sith.
it's just because like
I know.
I don't care. I like the new ones. It's just like no,
Yeah.
the older ones are better. Because it's good. It's a good story, but like they like no. We need George Lucas. Like hey, but
Lucas,
like
come back.
come back. Like
Come
I
back.
don't care how old you
Georgie,
are. We need
I want to
you-
hear about your.
Yeah, he needs to watch the film
I
and
love
direct
that
it. He
he
needs to watch the film. I am gonna call the manager and say, hey,
You're gonna go to KK and be like, listen, KK, we gotta get Georgie back.
Yeah, just at least watch him watch
Go
the film.
to Bobby. Say, Bobby. You know who Bobby is? He's the president and CEO of Disney. Just say, Bobby, we need Big Georgie back. Come on.
Yes, we need.
I know you paid $4 billion, but
Yep.
we need Georgie back.
You need to let him watch the film again.
We
just need him to like, hey, that's like a lot.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
just
They had George's story element, and they threw it out the window. But that's a story for a different day. But hey, we're gonna be great fans to go stalk him downtown. You want to go do that?
Oh, that's what he says.
He lives downtown. He lives downtown Chicago.
no, he's like,
From there, right?
What's that?
His wife is from.
Wife's from there, and they ruined the park district. Ruined my retirement party because they were going to build a museum.
Yeah. I mean,
And
now it's in LA.
Some park district thing like, no, you can't do it. Blah, blah, blah.
we can't
So now
do
it's
this
in
because there's a
Frisco,
little
and I'm like-
slug here. Like, can move him. Just move him.
He wanted to. He was going to fund everything.
I know. I remember that whole story.
He's dumb.
You?
All right, spaceship.
Spaceship. I'm not even Falcon. I am a sucker.
Falcon is.
Because it's just the sleek.
It's great.
I don't care, like, but it's just everything I learned about. Like, there's this. I went on Epic. It's like a school thing. They did like a video where he, like, nailed it down, and like there's like secret compartments, but the light speed is 0.5. It's fast, but you want the lower one. You want 0.5 is insanely fast.
I rest my case.
There you go.
Yeah. Creature. What's your creature?
Creature. Probably Wampa.
Yeah,
Wampa. Or
Wampa.
Rancor. Yeah,
Around with the
Wampa. Wampa Rancor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love those big things.
A Tauntaun.
No, wait.
Tauntaun.
It's probably it's Wampa or Wookiee. Isn't that a creature technically? Or
No, he's sentient.
Yeah.
Talks.
We're talking like pets or things you'd ride or.
so Wampa.
A Rancor is semi-sentient
Why?
Yeah.
because they can communicate a little bit. It's Star Wars. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. People talk to other people and they understand them, and then some other people don't. It's a thing. It's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get into Acolyte here.
Okay.
Very short episode last
Very.
night. Very short, but here we go. We're talking day. So it was interesting. The first two, they kind of did hyphen stuff. They're like, okay, two kind of things. Now they're just like, yeah, we're just going day. Okay, so
Just going dead.
all right. So let me see here. The official description is racing to the next target. The Jedi head to a new world as they close in on a clever assassin. Is the official description. What do you guys think of this? What did you think of Day?
What do you think of Day?
I personally really loved it because it just sets up for next week's episode. Well, hopefully next week's episode, as long as a
Too good.
flashback episode possibly doesn't.
Oh, you think there'll be another?
Oh,
flashback?
you want more flashback?
I want flashbacks, but also I want to see what happens with
Hmm.
the Jedi and the what they call the subtitles call it the Stranger.
Oh, we call it Darth. We call him Darth Toothy.
Darth Toothy. That's who.
Hi, Darth.
I don't know. He's got a big, like it almost looks
The dark
Yeah.
side.
very long.
He's creepy.
Yeah,
Like
What does
yeah.
he look? I don't know what he looks like. Have I
I
seen
don't
him?
know. I mean, we saw him just for a second at the end there.
Oh, the guy at the end, like
Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
with the helmet, kind
Yes.
of. Oh, Darth Toothy.
Smile. Yeah.
He got a big smile. He's
Like, I was like wondering like that little nose. I'm like trying to figure out like I was just trying to like that little line down here.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot
Yeah, I
to
was
take
like,
in.
because it was dark too. I'm like trying to figure out what the mask looks like. I'm like,
It's not as defined as Darth Vader or Kylo
Yeah.
Ren.
it's Darth Toothy. I'll just call him Darth Toothy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Toothy.
we'll figure.
I do like the begin. So one of the things I like about Acolyte is going back to the expanded universe books that I read. I remember when first reading the X-Wing Squadron books,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking, why do I want to read these books when there's no the big three aren't in here, right? There's no Luke, there's no Leia, there's no Han. Why would I read these? And then I read them, and I was like, these people are awesome, right? These characters are awesome, and I was able to be introduced to like just a whole new. Yes, we knew pilots, but I didn't really know pilots. So I've been enjoying seeing Jedi just be Jedi, and like, oh, that's what it like. You know, we had seen Yoda training the Padawans, and we see a little bit of the library over here, and we've seen these little bits of things, but to kind of really see them like their day to day, I find that really interesting. So I enjoyed that first. My husband and Walker's dad is a martial arts instructor. So, and we've done martial arts our whole life too. So it's kind of resonates to see them like go through that.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I recognize what was going on there. So, that was cool. I was a little. So Osha was like, "I'm leaving because I can't deal with my sister. I'm gonna let Soul.
Sister problems.
That's a problem." But I was like, "You're just going to leave?" But then I was like, "Are you really going to leave, or are you going to go and search for her?" But then she gets sucked up into it anyway. So I wasn't that little part. I felt like I don't know. It should have been defined a little bit.
Something's going on with her.
Well, there's something going on with everybody.
Yeah, basically.
We all have mental issues.
We all got issues here. Everybody's got some issues.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was like a little miffed too. What was that guy's name? Torben. He's meditating for 10 years, and all of a sudden he's like, "Yeah, I'll just drink the poison and die." I'm like, "What is this?
He's like,
What's going on?" You know. We were, we love Kelnacca. We're like, Wookiee, Jedi, this is great.
I was going to ask you, did you riot?
We did kind of riot because I was like, Trent, I just told him up front, like, he's probably going to die, like, this episode. And we're like,
Wookiees' lives matter.
They do matter. And I was just like, we just have to, like, hopefully May doesn't kill him. Like, it's a different way of, like, I don't think May's going to kill him. And so as the episode's progressing, I'm like, I don't think she's going to kill him. I think Kelnacca's going to get out of here, you know? And then we see the shot, and I'm just like,
no, I know.
Emotional damage.
I'm hoping that we did like Walker is that we get another flashback where we see see him in action.
The trailer showed that the trailer showed Kelnacca with his lightsaber ignited.
Okay. I told Walker I haven't watched many of the trailers. I only watched the initial one.
Yeah,
and
I like where you're thinking, Walker, because like sometimes they do throw away some stuff in trailers, but other times it's like now it's like, well, it's just out of order and we haven't seen it yet. I mean, obviously, Carrie-Ann Moss, you know, like, first episode, she out. I was like, dude, I love Trinity. Why is she dead? I was like, but then they did a flashback on 3. I was like, okay, here she is. So I'm like, maybe we'll get some more Kelnacca. We got to get him. He was wearing the Jedi robes last night, and I was like, "Oh, this looks great." But
I like.
We did.
I like 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, right?
Yeah.
4. I like those, but 3. It's just like, I didn't feel comfortable. It's just like, where's the dad? Like, did he like suddenly like, hey, we'll make a child out of the Force?
Yeah.
So we did read something interesting earlier today, where somebody had said the difference between Anakin and the twins is that Anakin, the Force itself made Anakin, but the witches made the twins. So that's like kind of the difference. So that I'm interested to see how it all resolves itself.
Yeah, I mean, I think it almost like with all this, like we're seeing it episodic, and you gotta like, okay, we gotta wait to the whole end before you really get back and kind of look at the whole picture. But like, I did feel like it did take away from Anakin a little bit. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I was telling, I had listened to your last one, and I was, and I get it because Anakin's supposed to be special, right? He's like
Anakin's. Yeah, Anakin's like, you can't touch that, and they're like, oh yeah, we just concocted these two twins. Here you go. You know,
But there was the witches of Dathomir have clearly raised the dead all the time. As
Right.
we used to see.
True.
True.
You know, so there's a lot of that kind of thing. And like, who was the oh my god, the thing that turns into dust? He was an with Morgan, Elsbeth.
Oh, Morok.
Morok. And
Morok!
right?
Yeah, Morok was like fart gas. It was like, okay.
Exactly. So clearly they were animated.
There were so many theories out there. What's Morok? He just turned into like some Sith fart gas, you know, like.
Oh, speaking of, we got to meet her too, Diana.
Diana.
Oh yeah, she's nice.
And we chatted Kung Fu with her.
She's
for a little while.
tiny.
She is, but she was awesome. Yeah, I just felt like why are you really want to find out what's going on with your sister? You don't want to help with your sister, but I thought she was kind of weaving her own story, and she's like, yeah, I'm not up for it. I'm going to let Master Soul do it, and I thought she was going to go and find her on her own and try to save her, but then Osha ends up going anyway with them. Yeah. So the other thing that it was when they get to the planet that what's the Wookiee thing again?
Kelnacca.
Kelnacca's on, and they go, and what's the Jedi with the kid, the young guy?
Jackie?
No.
Cordor or Tordor or Yordor or
Yord. This is Uncharted. Like, it's Uncharted, and then they cross it, and my husband goes, but yet you cross a bridge.
There's bridges, railings, there's a landing pad.
There's creatures.
And we're like,
it's kind of settled.
People live there.
Maybe it's not like charted by the Republic or something.
That's what I'm like. There's people who lives on lots of different planets, so maybe they just don't know much.
Remember
about
that the
people
Jedi, like by the time of the Phantom Menace, they just don't know much about the Outer Rim. It's possible that Kofar is in the Outer Rim.
It's possible.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information that we don't know. But it was just funny.
Okay, this Khmer guy.
Who's Khmer? Oh,
the
scrawny guy that's helping her out.
I think he's dark toothy, man. It's kind of like
that's
he like knew too much and like was baiting May and like you gotta go do this and not kill him, and it's like there's kind of these weird stipulations about this whole murder thing, and I'm like, okay. I don't trust that guy. Do you trust that guy?
No, I don't. It's like you giving too much away. Like, hey, like I killed somebody last night.
It's
but,
an
like, no, I
older,
didn't.
yeah. It's an older plot theory. I mean, obviously, we all heard about Darth Jar Jar. You know.
Yeah,
I love Darth. Yeah, I heard about that.
And he kind of plays. This is a Greek thing. Like he plays the fool, but he's really the mastermind. Behind the whole thing. So
Darth Jar. I feel like Darth Jar Jar is.
If we're gonna bet some Republic credits, I'm gonna throw $100 right down on Khmer right now.
It's him. So one of the things that Walker told me, because he follows it more, that like I remember when I was his age and like I would read the Star Wars Insider and I would read the magazines and I was searching for things online. Now I'm like, Walker just tells me.
Walker, you do all the research for me, so I sound smart.
And I just
watch hours of YouTube video, please.
But now I can't remember where I was going with that. But he remembers all.
So basically, one of Chimere's first lines of dialogue is "Peace is a lie," and that is the start of the Sith Code.
Oh,
correct.
This is what I was going to say. So the person who made this, what's her name again? Was
Leslie Headland.
Leslie Headland.
Yeah.
I can't remember all the people's names.
It's okay.
But she had said, good guys turn out to be bad guys, and bad guys turn out to be good guys in the story. Like, so you can't really believe you. So even like the witches, like I had said to Walker and I were talking about them, and I'm like, they seem to be like, hey, we just want to live our life and live it the way we want,
right?
And just must be, and the Jedi are bad,
right.
And they seem pretty cool. And I was like, I hope they dress really cool, and I was like, I could, jive with them, but maybe they are super bad because they were making the Jedi look so like such the bad guy, and we all grew up thinking the Jedi are the good guy, and it's hard for me to like.
I mean, They abduct babies. They take them away from families. It's not a big deal. It's a great program.
It's a great program.
It's a great program. You'll never see your mom and dad again, but come be a Jedi. It's great.
We want. And if
We
you
have fun.
Yeah.
So it's like you wanted to like them, though I have to agree. The mom, Coral, the other mom, was like really mean. She was very. She's like,
Oh, Trent was like, no.
Karen alert.
Karen alert.
Like, you need to go do your homework, Kimmy. You haven't ate breakfast.
She was just. I love the mom, the mom, but like that. She was like too much for me. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Dude, I probably need
Yeah,
a
that's
what
massage
made-
after that.
It was like in the dark, the yin and the yang of
You haven't done your homework. You barely you didn't. Like,
You didn't. You went outside the temple again.
Yeah, like you. It was only 5 miles. So what? I can
5
yell.
miles.
It was
I
only-
would yell if you were 5 miles away.
I think we'll find out what it is about that tree and why they shouldn't be going to places and that sort
You're
of
like,
thing.
no, this is done.
Did you feel it was weird though that all of a sudden, May wanted to turn herself in? Like she like flipped real quick. Like, this dark stuff, I'm done.
Yeah.
After she's already killed 2 people, then
I
she's
know.
like, I'm just gonna turn myself in.
Like,
I felt that a little flip. Like,
Yeah.
She did it because she was grieving
But-
for OSHA, but now that she knows that OSHA's alive, then she's like, sister's alive, then why do I need to continue down this path?
that's true.
Yeah,
That's
love,
true.
love saved Vader. Love,
Yeah.
she does a lot of things. But I was also thinking that kind of like how she caught him, got him in the Wookiee trap.
Oh, yeah, Academy. Yeah.
Chimeras. Like
Yeah.
that maybe she just has her own agenda too, and I
think
when Walker said that, Leslie said you just can't kind of like what you think is something is not it, and that this show is supposed to be all about this. It's supposed to be a mystery, so I keep second guessing. I'm like, oh, she's gonna be good, and like, oh, really, she's bad. Oh, no,
OSHA's gonna stay. No, she's gonna leave, and it's like
which one is really the evil one? Like with the butterfly, right?
yeah.
Like so OSHA was like holding it, and you're like, "Ooh, she's the evil one." And then May comes and does it even worse, and you're like, "Oh no, she's the worst."
But then
one.
OSHA's mad at May for doing it. It's like, but you did the same thing, just not. You didn't go hardcore with it. You just
So it'll be like you said. I think we just have to once we get to the end and see the whole story. Then we can
I mean, it's clear Darth, whatever his guy's name is, he's very powerful in the Force because he just flips like.
That last scene
so
saved that
cool.
whole
It
episode.
was so cool.
Like literally that last just 30 seconds.
Just a flick of a wrist, you push like each Jedi down.
It's like the gym bro. Like he's just walking around. He's like walking and he just and he touches something like the Hulk or Spider-Man. How he has like the super strength. He has to like barely touch it to open it.
Yeah.
I mean,
he just kind of did a flick and she flew off and
she probably went to Mars.
And then he talk about, we've seen this more like in video games with the Force Blast and stuff, but like he blasted those Jedi. They were like, what?
Yeah.
Ciao. Ciao.
Yeah, that was that. You're right. The last 30 seconds saved that episode because we were already mourning hard with Kelnacca. I'm like, oh god.
Yes. I know. I was just like, no. Walker and I watch a lot of Criminal Minds.
We
Yeah.
do.
Walker took criminal justice in high school,
Yeah.
and took the whole program. And his teacher introduced them to Criminal Minds, and so then
Technically, it was my classmate.
and then he got obsessed with it, so we binged it. Don't binge watch Criminal Minds. That's dark. But that scene where it's like somebody in the chair, like this.
I was like, he dead. He's gone, dude.
He did.
He's dead.
Or he's sleeping.
I mean, I was thinking, well, maybe he
He's
ate too much Wookiee stew. He was doing too much,
Or he was
Got
just
the-
focusing, and he was doing something very minute, and he was very still. And then I was like,
True. Sewing.
like a cross stitch.
But why was he trying the symbol? It's like the yin yang kind of symbol. So why was he trying that?
it was those were the spirals on the head on May's head.
Yes, but why was he drawing them?
I think out of guilt.
I don't I think this is very Last Jedi in the sense of the what was that, Rorschach or no? Where it's a director where you like in Last Jedi we see it from two different perspectives and then we finally find out the truth.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of following that same kind of pattern where we're seeing stuff about the fire and what happened, but we're still not understanding why it's so traumatic because Soul said something to Osha that we have to face this together, and it's like, okay, what else are we not seeing? So I'm kind of with Walker. I think we're going to get some more flashback, at least one more flashback to kind of flush out that story. Even though we didn't like 3, it was really good to go back to see a little bit more of how that all transpired. But I think we're going to get a little bit more.
I love seeing things from different perspectives. So, going back to the expanded universe novels, when they did I, Jedi.
Oh, I, Jedi.
Cornhorn.
Like, because, like, all these things where you were like, I don't know, I'm not buying that. And then Mike Stackpole to do I, Jedi and to kind of, like, just...
I, Jedi is, like, one of my favorite books of all time. So.
Yes, it was just... It was
a
good way to see it.
Well, I think it's safe to say that Acolyte, it's... this is a G.I. Joe thing. More than meets the eye. No, Transformers. More than meets the eye.
More than meets the eye, yeah.
So I think we need to just...
Open our eyes.
We just have to wait a couple. Unfortunately, I mean, it's only 8. We're halfway through already, which is crazy. But I think there's still a little bit more we got to see.
One other person who's pivotal to this whole story, though, is the green woman.
Oh, Vernestra.
She's hiding. I don't
like her either. I'm just gonna say it right now. I don't like her.
She's not very Jedi-like, where she's just like, oh, we can't tell them. She's like hiding stuff. And
she's almost her own counsel. She's like, we can't.
Yeah, it's like she's like the teacher's pet. Like she's like,
dude,
hey, you know this.
We better see some Yoda. If we don't see Yoda, that's another riot. We're Big T, Little T. We riot if we don't see Yoda.
Is because it's in the error? Because if we don't see Yoda, it's riot.
800 years old, so it's like we can go back further.
Yeah, Yoda's like in the timeline forever. You know?
He's like he's the younger, smoother version.
What did we say? What is it?
A young Ki-Adi-Mundi.
Ki-Adi-Mundi was the guy with the bit.
Yes, I love him.
You think that was Monday?
We looked at the credits. He was listed as that.
That's Ki-Adi-Mundi.
His brain. I thought I was thinking that, but I wasn't 100% sure.
We'll say that.
So was that Plo Koon too?
It was not. It was a new character. I just looked it up before we joined.
Nice. Smart.
Something like that. Something like that.
But it's not Plo Koon. It's not Plo Koon's a different guy?
Yeah, it's a
guy. Yeah, it's same species, but not
species.
I thought he was Plo Koon. I'm like, yes.
But we got Ki-Adi-Mundi. What about the Wookiees? What about them?
Yeah, but Plo Koon's the original. He's the original species, right? He's not the original, but like from in the Senate where like there are. He's in like the kind of like TIE fighter looking like
the Jedi Interceptor.
Yeah, when he's just like driving, he's just that guy with the alien.
Yeah, it's Filoni's favorite character.
I love it. Guy too certain. It's like, hey, we're like poo. Like they're like, it's like no.
He was also that was the Jedi that came back in Mandalorian. That was the fake.
That's what Dave won.
Yeah, Dave's like Plo Koon. No.
Yeah.
Plo Koon's the long dread guy, right? Is Plo Koon the long dread guy?
Oh, he's got the mask.
Oh, yeah.
The Predator-looking guy.
Yes, but I get confused because they all sound similar.
It's okay. It's okay.
I get confused.
It's okay. All right, so there's more than meets the eye. Transformers. Yes. We'll see what happens the next 4. So.
But 3, 4. I don't care what I don't care like hey we need to watch that and no it's just like it just made me feel uncomfortable. Just,
yeah. You know. All right, so we got an email here. Email us at bigtltpodcast@gmail.com. Tell us what your favorite thing about episode 4 was. Was it the rabbit dude, mole-looking guy?
How about him? Yeah.
Pip throwing some water his way. There was that you know the little baby Jedi from Bad Batch?
Yes.
There was like a grown furry little guy walking in the background. I don't know what species that was. I was like, yeah, we got that live action. So that was cool. But yeah, tell us your favorite thing. Big T, Little T, podcast@gmail.com. Love to hear from you. Okay. Space Wizards, Plastic Spaceman, and Rebel Princess, thanks again for listening to another official episode of Big T and
Little T.
a Star Wars
Wait,
podcast.
I can do this.
Oh, you gonna do this?
That's fine. I guess.
All right, go ahead.
You can find us at Big T Little T Podcast. Podcast at Gmail, Instagram, IG. You can find us at Big T Little T Podcast, Twitter, and Twitch TV / Big T Little T on Twitter. Wait,
Twitch.
Twitch. I said
You said Twitter.
Twitter, my follow.
It's okay, hey, man.
First time, yes.
First time, man. It's okay.
You memorize.
Sometimes you gotta take out the car and crash it, you know? take that speeder out, you know, never return. Okay. Hey, we got stickers. We want to hear from you, so comment, tweet, rate us on Apple Podcasts. Give us a 5-star rating on Spotify, all that fun stuff.
Please.
And email us at Big T Load Podcast and drop us a question, like tell us what your favorite thing about Acolyte is, or give us a rating. We'll throw swag your way. Lori and Walker, it was a pleasure.
Yes.
Where can people find you and your podcast?
Go ahead, Walker.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Yeah, where's the kids?
Oh,
Kid show.
Kids.
Good.
You can find us at My Experience, Your Experience on YouTube as well as Instagram.
Yeah. So
Nice.
it's my experience _ your experience on Instagram. We're hoping to get to Apple Podcasts and Spotify and that's such soon. But right now, YouTube.
Gotcha. Cool.
Why can you not do it? Because you're not just like you're.
They're starting out, man. You gotta get
I
some
know.
sea legs. You know?
Yes.
I'm live at 5 episodes posted. We're working on number 6.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you can just like. I thought you started like.
It's not as easy as it looks, bro. Okay, just chill, dude.
Dad does a lot of work, and so does Mom.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah, it
we
makes
started.
sense.
Yeah. It's one step at a time, baby steps.
Baby steps, yeah.
You're at 181. We hope to make it there someday.
Oh man, that'd be great.
Yeah, we'll probably be like 300. Who knows?
Go.
I'll turn into Obi-Wan.
No, you'll be like Yoda,
Yeah.
like short and stubby, and this would
Yeah.
be like
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, then I get to ride your back and be like.
that would be awesome. Like make a little pouch for you, just a little pouch. Do.
Anyways, jeez. Next week we'll be talking about Acolyte, episode 5.
Yes.
Hopefully Walker is on the ball with the flashback.
Yes.
Maybe we'll get a little Kelnacca.
Kelnacca, like.
Kelnacca.
But I know it would be cool if he almost got Big Tooth, whatever his name is.
Big Tooth.
No, Big Tooth.
Dark Toothy.
Dark Toothy. It would be cool if he went like he almost won, but then something happened, like he got tricked or something. Who knows?
Well, you know, there's Jedi Masters that couldn't even take one hit from Palpatine. They're like, there you go. Kid Fisto, bye.
Oh, that's what I was like. I was Drudge. Confisto. He's like, so. Okay, this is me like.
Well, Kid Fisto did 2 moves. The other guys who just looked at him. All right. How do we end this?
Truly wonderful, the mind of a child is.
And may the force be with you always. Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay.
Thank you, meeting. And it looks like it's recording. Good. Let me just check my settings real quick. Make everything's good to go. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.